Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. It's me, Vicky, again. And I've got some questions. Somebody's asking some questions. I think that's the first time that I've done a live stream on this channel, and somebody has actually asked a question. So, hola, Rio, ¿cómo estás? Thank you for asking me a question. Okay, so Rio is studying Spanish. Rio está estudiando español y tiene mi libro Break the Language Barrier Nivel 1. So she's got the level 1 Break the Language Barrier book. Hola, Rio. And she's working her way through that. So she's got a question on page 40 to 41. Now, I think you've got the newer version of the book. The book has been sort of changed slightly. So some of you who are out there might be watching this. It might not be on your page 40 or 41. But basically, it is page 40, 41. Let's have a look. What is it that we're talking about on there? So, ¿de qué estamos hablando por ahí? Oh, you've bought level 2 now, Rio. So Rio también ha comprado nivel 2. Good. Gosh, can't find page 44. Right. Yes, so it's the Casa de Pedro. Casa de Pedro, is it? That exercise, isn't it? Yeah, and the thing that Rio's asking is why in Spanish, when we're asking what is something like, we use como, but we don't use que, which is what we normally use for what, isn't it? So what is que? So if you were saying what time is it, it's que hora es. Or if you were just, if you're saying what's this, que es esto. So generally we think of the word what as being que. When we use como is when we're asking what is something like. Because in Spanish, when you ask what is something like, and you say como es, literally, although it translates in English to what is something like, they don't have a way of saying that in Spanish. So they say, how is it? Yeah, como es, how is it? But it's not how is it like when I say to you, how are you? How are you feeling? It's how is it in the sense of what does it look like? So they use the verb ser. So if you're saying como está, how is something feeling? You know, like if I was to ask you, how is Paul? I don't even know who Paul is, but just ask you about somebody, another person. I'd say, ¿Cómo está Paul? Or Pablo, I suppose, if we said, use the Spanish name. ¿Cómo está Pablo? Or ¿Cómo está Paul? But if I'm asking you, what is Paul like? Yeah, then I'll say, ¿Cómo es Pablo? Or ¿Cómo es Paul? So it's the difference between whether we use está or es, which is the difference between whether we're asking what someone is like physically, you know, is Paul tall? Is he nice? Is he horrible? Is he blonde? Is he dark? The different, or asking how he's feeling. So we use estar when we're asking how someone's feeling. So if I was to say to you, how is Paul today? You know, how's he feeling? Maybe he's been ill, and I'm saying, how's he today? ¿Cómo está Paul? Or ¿Cómo está Pablo? But if I was to say, ¿Cómo es Pablo? I'm actually asking for a description of him. What is he like? And the reason we use como is literally in Spanish. We're not saying what is he like. That's not the literal meaning. The literal translation is how is he, but using the permanent verb, the verb that we use for characteristics. So we're not asking how he's feeling, we're asking what he's like. So when it says como es la sala, which is probably, is that what you were? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So when I'm asking what is on the floor, that's not asking what's something like. So I use que hay en el suelo, or que hay sobre la mesa, what is there on the table. But when we're asking what is the living room like, we're saying como es la sala. ¿Comprendes? Rio, ¿comprendes? Do you understand? Just, I think you're understanding it okay. Pienso que comprendes, ¿no? Now, ¿otra pregunta tienes, Rio? ¿Tienes alguna otra pregunta? Or because what I've prepared for us to look at today, you know, while I'm waiting for questions or things. Now, the thing is, Rio, you're on here, so if you want to ask me anything or you want to go through something specifically in the book, we can do that, or I can present. What I was going to do if nobody was on here asking me questions was just talk about some vocabulary or something. But hay otra cosa que no comprendes, Rio? Is there anything else that you don't understand, or does anybody else want to ask a question? Puedes preguntar sobre inglés o español. So you can ask about English or Spanish. Any question you have about learning English or learning Spanish, please just ask. ¿Alguna pregunta sobre inglés o español? Some vocabulary, because I was going to look, we're going to look at some Vocabulario de Fruta, some fruit vocabulary. And that works okay for anyone who's learning English as well, because if you're learning English, si aprendes inglés, vamos a mirar Vocabulario de Fruta in inglés. Or if you're learning Spanish, we're going to look at the vocabulary, fruit vocabulary in Spanish. So yeah, the thing is, learning Spanish or English, aprender inglés o español, it's important to learn grammar. Es muy importante la gramática, claro. But also it's important to learn vocabulary, because you need the grammar to put your sentences together. Necesitas la gramática para hacer las frases. But also you need vocabulary, pero también necesitas vocabulario, ¿no? So, vamos a mirar el vocabulario de fruta. A ver. And eso es uno de mis videos. Es que yo tengo muchos videos. There's a lot of videos on my channel, but of course you won't just come across, I mean, there's maybe too many in a way. So what I'm going to do is when I do these lives on a Friday, I'm always going to, show a video, unless, of course they're here if people want to ask questions. Oh, so Rio is saying that she's never looked at grammar before on other courses that she's done. It's impossible to learn Spanish without grammar, because Spanish is so, the grammar is more important in Spanish than it is in English, because the grammar is, the verb is everything. El verbo en español es todo. En inglés los verbos son más fáciles. So in English, the verbs are easier, but the pronunciation is difficult in English. So in inglés la gramática es un poco más fácil, pero la pronunciación y los verbos frasales, the phrasal verbs in English. But anyway, in Spanish, you learn a lot about your grammar, Rio. The thing is, when you learn another language, cuando aprendas otra lengua, you learn a lot about your own language as well. Aprendes mucho sobre tu propio idioma. Porque, you know, a lot of the time we just speak our language. We don't think about it. We speak automatically, don't we? So, you know, it's when you learn another language, you suddenly think, oh, yeah. I mean, people even say to me, you know, oh, we don't have this grammar in our language, do we? You know, but of course we do, but we don't have to think about it, do we? Okay, so let's have a look at this video. We're going to learn some vocabulario de fruta, some fruit vocabulary, and this works for both people who are learning English or people who are learning Spanish. So it doesn't matter which language you're learning, you should be able to learn something from this. Okay, so this is me talking about a year ago. En el video de hoy, in today's video, es para aprender inglés y español. It's to learn English and Spanish. Vamos a mirar la fruta en inglés y en español. We're going to look at the fruit, how to say different types of fruit in English and Spanish. Okay, so first one is the apple, English, the apple. In Spanish, la manzana. So, the apple, la manzana. Okay, have you written that down, Rio? You should practice saying it as well. So it's the apple. Well, you don't need to practice that. Rio doesn't need to practice that because she's English. If you're learning English, si aprendes inglés, is the apple, apple. So not apple, apple, no, apple. And if you're learning Spanish, it's la manzana. Now, manzana, if you're in Spain, because in Spain the Z is a th sound. But if you're in South America, you wouldn't use a th sound. You say manzana, manzana, not manzana. The banana, el plátano. The banana, el plátano. So, sorry, just go back a little bit because it flashed onto the cherries. So, if you're learning English, the banana, banana. And if you're learning Spanish, is el plátano. So, notice there's an accent on the A, which is why the stress is on the beginning of the word. So, not platano, plátano, because the accent tells us where to put the stress. So the banana, el plátano. The cherry, la cereza. The cherry, la cereza. Cereza. Notice I said cerveza, beer. I must have been thinking I can't wait to finish this video and then I'm going to have a beer. Very similar to beer, cerveza. So not la cerveza, la cereza. So if you're learning English, it's the cherry. So it's a ch sound. The cherry, not sherry. cherry. And if you're learning Spanish, it's la cereza. You've got two ths in there if you're in Spain. But of course, if you're in South America where they don't have the th, then it'd be cereza. The cherry, la cereza. The pear, la pera. The pear, la pera. Okay, so in English, the pear, not pear. The thing is that the pronunciation in English is quite difficult for Spanish people, I know, because in Spanish we pronounce all the syllables. So that particular spelling would be pronounced pear, but it's not. It's the pear, pear, and la pera, la pera. The plum, la ciruela. The plum, la ciruela. Gosh, I've just realised I've actually got my hair the same on this video as I've got it today. To just sort of, oh, just put it up and out of the way sort of thing. Funny. Anyway, let's look at the pronunciation. So, si estás aprendiendo inglés is the plum. The plum. And if you're learning Spanish, it's a lot of vowels in this one, so a little bit tricky to get your tongue around. La ciruela. La ciruela. Now, my advice, especially to people who are learning Spanish, don't try and say it quickly in the beginning. Break it down. Say it slowly. So it's la ciruela. You can always break the words in Spanish down. You can't do that in English. No se puede hacer eso en inglés. No funciona. Pero the plum. The plum, la ciruela. The orange, la naranja. The or the, either of those is okay. The orange or the orange, la naranja. So the orange, not orange, orange. Very tricky, the pronunciation in English, because for a Spanish speaker, normally, as I say, they pronounce all the syllables, so it would be orange, pero no. The orange, orange. And in Spanish, la naranja. La naranja. Now, before we carry on, I just want to do a bit of housekeeping, because I should have done it at the beginning, really. Maybe it's better to do it in the beginning, in the middle, I don't know. So, Rio was talking about the books that she's got there. I want to show you, whether you're learning English or Spanish, you can do it at home. I mean, I do Zoom classes as well. So, but you know, Zoom classes obviously more expensive, individual classes. If you want to learn Spanish at home in your own time and for a more economic method of doing so, you can buy my books. books on Amazon break the language barrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. There are actually, and there are a couple of little dual language books. Now, there's also a book on Amazon for learning English, level 1. Romper la barrera. I should have got these ready before I started. Oh, can't find it, but there is a, if you romper la barrera del idioma inglés. All right, it's not there for some reason, but anyway, next time I'll find it before I start because yeah, anyway, so you can buy my books on Amazon either to learn English or to learn Spanish, and they're all backed up. Puedes comprar mis libros en Amazon para aprender inglés en casa. Y también hay YouTube videos, so there are also YouTube videos of all the exercises in the book. So you can go work your way through the book. The answers are in the back. There's these on a Friday, every Friday, there's a live where you can ask questions if you want to. But you find that most of it, you know, they're designed to make sense, if you like. So you probably find you don't need to ask too many questions, but you can always ask questions if you need to. But they're all, as I said, the answers are in the back and they're backed up by YouTube videos. So, oh, you got married in Mexico, Rio. Oh, you did a crash course. Oh, well, you wouldn't have learned any grammar then. It was probably just phrases, wasn't it, and things. Okay, let's carry on with this. So we were up to the orange, la naranja. Let's carry on. Okay, and don't we just love these easy ones? Yeah, nos encantan estas palabras fáciles. The lemon, and then in Spanish, el limón. So nice and easy, that one. We like the easy ones. Nos gustan los fáciles, no? Fáciles. Now it's funny. So this word, esta palabra, mucho más fácil en español. This is so much easier in Spanish, isn't it? Because it's quite difficult in English. The strawberry. You know, we don't pronounce all the vowels at all. I mean, it's pronounced nothing like it's spelled. The strawberry, and then of course in Spanish it's so much easier, mucho más fácil en español, la fresa. Oh, it wasn't playing. Sorry. Oh, of course, I turned it off this time. Aye. I forgot
La
off it. Let's go
uva.
back to let's go back to limon, and I'll cut that out later, I think. So we've done naranja.
The strawberry.
Right, we need to go back.
Lemon. El limón. The lemon. El limón.
Right, I think you can see it now. So yeah, we've got the lemon, el limón.
The strawberry. Notice, no pronunciamos todos los vocales. The strawberry, not strawberry, no. The strawberry. La fresa. The strawberry. La fresa.
So the strawberry, as I was saying, it's like very difficult word to pronounce for Spanish people because, you know, it's just not pronounced anything like it's spelled. The strawberry, and then in Spanish, much easier, mucho más fácil en español, la fresa.
The grape. The grape. La uva. La uva.
So, the grape. So, otra vez, si estás aprendiendo inglés, no es grape, it's grape, the grape. And in Espanol, in Spanish, la uva. Sometimes people say uva. They pronounce a V like a B, but they're not supposed to really. But anyway, there'll be arguments about that because some people say you pronounce it as a B and other people say you don't. But I pronounce it la uva, a soft B it's supposed to be. So the grape or la uva.
The or the watermelon. The watermelon. La sandía. La sandía.
So a long word again in English. People think, you know, British people, English speakers think Spanish is difficult, but actually quite often the English word is the hardest. The watermelon, or la sandía, la sandía, sorry, la sandía, not sandía, la sandía.
The blueberry. The blueberry. El arandano. El arandano.
So now we've got one that's a little bit difficult in both languages. So yeah, un poco difícil en los dos idiomas, really. So the blueberry. So again, no, we don't pronounce, no pronunciamos todos los las letras en inglés. The blueberry. And in Spanish is el arándano, because there's an accent on the second A. El arándano. So the blueberry and el arándano.
The peach. The peach. El melocotón. Notice where the accent is. El melocotón.
So yeah, again, a little bit tricky for the pronunciation with this one. So the peach in Inglés, not PH, no, the peach. And then in Espanol, el melocotón. So we've got the accent on the end here, so that's where we have to put the stress on the word. So the peach, el melocotón. So I'm watching this, I want some fruit now. So ahora quiero fruta.
The pineapple. The pineapple. La piña. La piña.
So, otra vez difícil en inglés. The pineapple, not the pineapple. The pineapple. The pineapple. And then in Spanish, la piña. Bit easier in Spanish. Remember that when you see the N with the accent over the top, it's a ñ sound. La piña. So, the pineapple, la piña. I quite like doing this with showing my own videos because it means I can sort of endorse. It's like having an extra teacher to help. It's good.
The lime. The lime. La lima. La lima.
So, yeah, the lime, see, in English is the lime, not lime, the lime. And in Spanish it's la lima, la lima.
The or the mango. The mango. Muy fácil, very easy. El mango. El mango.
Ah, sí, muy fácil. Don't you just love the nice, easy ones? The mango and el mango. So that's a nice, easy one. Qué bien, fácil, por fin. At last, a really easy one.
So, which is your favorite? Entonces, ¿cuál es tu favorito o favorita, tu fruta favorita? Which is your favorite fruit? ¿Cuál es tu fruta preferida o favorita? El mío o la mía es, no sé, me gustan todos menos naranjas. No me gustan las naranjas, pero me gustan todos los otros. So, los otros, todos son mis favoritos. All the others are my favorites. Anyway, you let me know which is your favorite.
Okay, so, vale, el mango y la piña. So is that just because mango is easy, Rio, or do you genuinely, is that your favorite, or was it just the easiest to say? Oh gosh, I'm going to have to do something with my hair today. Tengo que hacer algo con el pelo hoy que es muy mal. Anyway, so there you go. So this is the first live that I've done where I've actually had people watching. So anybody got any questions before I finish? You had pineapple last night. So anoche, Rio, tomaste piña. Yeah, last night you had pineapple. Okay, so any other questions? I hope you've learnt some vocabulary. I can't say that word. Vocabulary. Yeah, it's all right, but it's just all over the place. Anyway, I'm going to do something with it. I'll be back tonight. I am going. I won't be back on this channel today, but so finalmente. So I just want to say thank you for watching. The ones that have watched live, and then when this goes out to people at home, thank you for watching too. Gracias por mirar. Thank you for those of you who are members. And puedes ser miembro de mi canal. Es solo $12.99 por mes. So when my membership grows, I'm going to start doing more classes like this. We're gradually growing. You know, I've got quite a lot of subscribers on this channel, but I've never really tried to get the lives going. And I think it will make an economical way that people can learn Spanish or English, you know, without paying for individual classes, which can, you know, which obviously work out more expensive. So as I say, you can get the books on Amazon. You can ask me any questions. These are going to be every Friday. There's definitely be a class every Friday at 12. And then as time goes on, as the membership grows, I'll probably start, you know, doing other classes as well. So where people can ask their questions about the books or about any aspect of Spanish or English. So pueden preguntar sobre inglés o español. Okay, so thank you, Rio, for participating. Rio's the only one that's participated in chat, but a few people came in and out, I noticed, and thank you for that. But some people don't like to chat. They, you know, they're shy. I know that. Rio's not shy. Oh, Rio, I hope you're okay. I hope everything's good at home and that. And yeah, so os veo muy pronto en el próximo video. I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Y hasta entonces, until then, que tu Dios vaya contigo. That your God goes with you. Yeah. Thank you. Vale. Adios y hasta la próxima. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.